The woman cuts her hair on purpose and puts it in a bag. She takes out hair dye and changes the color of her hair and eyebrows. Then she spreads disinfectant on the floor to erase the traces of her presence. She picks up a hammer and smashes it on herself. The woman's madness is designed to make herself disappear and then to set up her husband. She planned this a year ago. First, she maxed out her husband's credit cards. She bought all kinds of expensive luxury goods and hid them. She created the illusion that her husband was in a financial crisis. In order to make it appear that her husband was guilty of killing his wife, the woman took out a large insurance policy on herself. The beneficiary of the policy was her husband. Then the woman pretended to be friendly with her neighbor. She often complained to the neighbor about the violence she suffered at the hands of her husband. She invited the neighbor to the house. After the neighbor went to the toilet, she extracted the neighbor's urine. With this urine sample, the woman could prove she was pregnant. She used her pregnant status to package herself as a weak woman. She prepared herself. On her wedding anniversary, she made sure her husband was out of the house. She created a murder scene. To make her plan even more foolproof, she wrote more than 300 entries in her diary. She started from the beginning of the love affair. She wrote in her diary that her husband was a drunken scumbag. She herself was often mistreated. She stayed in a fearful environment and wrote about it in her diary. Then she put the diary in the oven, burned just enough to still be readable. To make it look like her husband had destroyed the fake evidence, she intentionally left clues for the police. After the plan was implemented, she drove away alone and disappeared, and waited for good news about her husband. After the woman disappeared, her husband Jerry did not seem to care. At the rescue event, Jerry did not show any signs of anxiety. He was still taking pictures with other women in the hallway. At the end of the night, Jerry went on stage and said a few words. Then a woman with a baby in her arms appeared on stage. The woman called Jerry a scumbag. She said Jerry abused his pregnant wife. When he heard the news about his wife's pregnancy, Jerry didn't know what to do. The crowd started to get rowdy. He looked behind him and saw a crowd of people coming toward him. Jerry rushed to get into a police car. A female agent chased him to the scene and asked if Jerry knew anything about his wife's pregnancy. Jerry stated that he didn't even know the pregnant woman. The agent threw the picture on the table. Jerry said he didn't know anything about it. The agent then pulled out a credit card statement. Jerry's credit cards were nearly $1 million in debt. The list of purchases were all expensive luxury items, but Jerry said that someone else must have used his identity. The agent then pulled out a copy of the insurance policy. It proved that Jerry had taken out a large insurance policy on his wife for his own benefit. He was the beneficiary. It's a wonderful movie called Gone Girl.